from Trillium. So Emily and Maury, you're here for support. Emily will handle it. Matt, I'll get you to lower that. We need to move down. Everyone all the way to this side.
Who's taller?
Yeah, I got a hanger in my office. Hang on here.
Yeah, you see Jay coming on.
Oh, climb up on the tree.
Hello.
There we go.
Got the hook.
You might have to press that button again.
Yeah, the power one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes we take a second, Emily, to warm up.
Oh, blinding. I think it's coming wrong. Okay, well, thank you, council, mayor, for having me. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Emily Cormier. I work at the EDC, and I am the project lead responsible for the Ontario Trillium Project. I'm here today to bring you up to speed on where we are with regards to the project, where we're headed, and our hopes for next steps. So just a brief overview for you. The EDC of Walla, the municipality of Walla, and Algoma Power entered into a collaborative partnership to implement project priorities identified in the Wawa Energy Plan with funding from the Ontario Trillium Foundation, OTF. I'm going to give you a high-level overview of some key project milestones. On December 2nd, 2015, we applied for funding, $220,000 worth from the Ontario Trillium Foundation. On January 29th, 2016, we completed the Wawa Energy Plan, got approval from council, and submitted it to the Ministry of Energy. On April 12th, 2016, we received funding from the Ontario Trillium Foundation and officially started the project on May 2nd of 2016. This is a 2-year project, and it will end on April 30th, 2018. Again, this is a 24-month-long project. The project lead here is the EDC of Wawa. However, it is a collaborative partnership between the municipality and Algoma Power. And there are 3 project priorities with this Ontario Trillium funding, and they are energy, waste, and water. And what's unique about this, or more opportune, let's say, it really matches the mandate of the Wawa Energy Plan Implementation Committee, and it aligns with the top 10 priorities to be implemented from the plan for 2016. This is a really small slide. I know you have copies of it. Feel free to look at it. All it highlights are all of the action items identified for this project to be completed over 2 years. I will now go into more detail about the goals for each year and associated project actions. So for energy, for year 1, the goal is to change Wawa residents' behavior and lower electrical consumption through partnerships with the local distribution company, Algoma Power, and other community stakeholders through knowledge sharing and public outreach education initiatives. Action items including hire the energy planner, establish a youth ambassador team, enhance Wawa Green Days, which happened last year. It was a terrific success, so we're hoping to repeat it this year, as well as partner with Algoma to promote their programs. For waste, reduce waste received at the municipal landfill and increase awareness about recycling opportunities in Wawa. Action items include increasing education and awareness about waste reduction. We're going to promote the Hazardous Waste Day, but also move forward with an anti-littering campaign. Design and implement an environmental civic award to encourage stewardship within sustainability. Encourage the community to purchase products made from recycled or reclaimed materials, and create an inventory of recycling opportunities both here and in the Algoma district. Finally, for the goal of water for year 1, the goal here is to reduce water consumption and preserve water quality through a variety of education programs and partnerships. Action items include mobilizing people to reduce water consumption, investigating the feasibility of bioswales at storm flow outflows on Wawa Lake, the only source of drinking water within the community, and partnering with Algoma Power to promote their Save on Energy pilot, which promotes the purchase of energy efficient devices, including low flush shower heads and toilets. Year 2, goal is the same, action items are different for energy. Design and implement an energy audit program, such as purchasing a heat gun and renting it to residents. Develop a volunteer proofing program to install weatherproofing plastic on windows for seniors and low-income residents. Work with the M&R, ESFLs, and existing SFLs to determine the feasibility of regional biomass opportunities, and work with the transmission company to address the issue of capacity for electricity here in Wawa. For waste, again, the same goal, different actions. Create a light bulb collection station by seeking out private partnerships, encourage stakeholders, including community partners, to work collaboratively to expand paper and recycling opportunities in Wawa, encourage the adoption of a residential composting program through a bulk purchase initiative, and conduct a cost study such as pay-as-you-throw and blue box for recycling. And last but not least, the goal for water is the same, but different action items. Hold presentations to educate about not dumping medicines and chemicals down the drain. Design and construct a bioswale at the Ganley Street storm flow outflow with accompanying sign to enable the community to learn about the role of bioswales. Design and implement a rain barrel incentive program to promote the collection of water for residential use, such as a bulk purchase initiative, and encourage the municipality to pass a bylaw for alternate watering days. And I should have said this earlier, but all of these action items were not pulled from the sky. They directly relate to the rigorous stakeholder consultation initiative, as well as the energy mapping study that we did for the Wawa Energy Plan. And so what I want to now highlight is give you an update for the deliverables for year 1. So for energy, we hired the energy planner. We've moved forward with a partnership with Algoma Public Health to team up with their Teens in Motion program for our youth ambassador team, so that will start rolling out in the fall. Wawa Green Days is set to go. We're going to promote the Hazardous Waste Day. That's where we're going to launch the Civic Environmental Award, the Heat Gun program, as well as have a sign up for the youth ambassador team. And as always, we will continue to partner with Algoma Power and promote their Save on Energy programs. For waste, we are promoting the Hazardous Waste Day. We're still working on the logistics for an anti-littering campaign, but we have received a bunch of the MTO stasher trash bags. So whenever we go out and do outreach events, we are encouraging people to not litter. As I said, the Civic Environmental Award will come out at Wawa Green Days. The work in progress for the purchase of products that are environmentally friendly. And as far as an inventory is concerned for recycling, we're going to create a map that shows where you can recycle in the Algoma district. However, the newly launched Municipal Energy tab has an infographic on there that highlights where you can recycle here in Wawa. For water, we will mobilize people through workshops, investigate the feasibility of bioswales. As far as partnering with Algoma Power, their pilot was so successful, they reached their quota in 1 week, so that's done, but there is hope for it to come back in the future. But what I want to move on to now is action item number 2 for water, which is investigating feasibility of bioswales at storm flow outflows on Wawa Lake, our source of drinking water. And this really aligns with so many plans that have been created for the municipality since the 80s. And you can see the ones from the 90s on that just highlight both the want and importance for a stormwater project. As part of this feasibility, the EDC received a resolution from council to submit an expression of interest to Sustainable Prosperity in Ottawa to potentially be one of 5 communities to host in either September of 2016 or the winter of 2017 a workshop on incenting green infrastructure for stormwater management, or a municipal training session We identified our interest in all of the above, whether it's a workshop, training session, or webinars, but specifically the workshop, because we want to increase our awareness about green stormwater options. So that was applied for on June 15th. We're waiting to hear back from them, but it's definitely a start. So going back to the Wawa Energy Plan, we had a lot of action items in it, 48 to be specific. And to streamline this and celebrate some quick wins, we identified top 10 actions, and one of those was to commit to replace a stormwater outflow on Wawa Lake at Ganley Street at a minimum. And this was part of our Trillium deliverables as well. So the EDC met with the rec department here, and we're exploring the possibility of taking this project and lumping it together to do an entire overhaul of the waterfront, which again aligns with year 1 and 2 objectives of the Trillium project. We met with Public Works, municipal employees, and rec employees, and Crescent Engineering to look into quotes for the Ganley Street outflow, as well as quotes for all of the stormwater outflows. And the plan here in a nutshell, we have $50,000 from the Ontario Trillium Foundation to design and construct one bioswale, but feel and are attempting to explore the options of leveraging these funds to acquire more funds to overhaul the whole waterfront, as opposed to just doing silo projects, actually working together. And the concept of partnerships is not new, and I'd like to share here a case study provided to me by Alex Patterson about O'Connor Park in Mississauga, Ontario, where the city and the nonprofit Conservation Authority partnered to develop a farm property into a park. And this was a joint stormwater and recreational project. I'm not going to go into more details. Alex can give you the link, and I also have the link here in my presentation. So an initiative of this sort is nothing new, and it certainly is possible. As well, just further substantiating the possibility of this, waterfront funding in Northern Ontario right now is a hot trend. Nipigon got a bunch of money, so did Chapleau. Why can't Wawa? If we don't apply for the funding at a minimum, somebody else will get it, right? And what I'd like to highlight about this joint waterfront bioswale initiative is it really has multifaceted community benefits. Economically, there would be the hope for increased ecotourism dollars. Environmentally, we're keeping pollution out of our lake. Socially, aesthetically, it'll be nice, but also from an accessibility standpoint and from an emergency management standpoint, which aligns well with the Wilfrid Laurier study on emergency management preparedness that Wawa is partaking in right now. So where are we headed? We're working on obtaining a quote for preliminary engineering designs for the stormwater outflow solution on Wawa Lake for Ganley, as well as the whole waterfront. Once we get that, we'll determine budget requirements, we'll bring our recommendation to council, and hopefully leverage this to move forward with the FEDNOR and NOHFC application to do the waterfront. So that's it. That's an update on what we're doing for the Ontario Trillium project. We are rolling, we are embracing partnerships, we are leveraging expertise within the community and outside of the community, and really moving forward with this terrific grassroots initiative. And hopefully by the end of 2 years, we'll have some good metrics for you folks to really identify the impact of this. So I will thank you for your attention and open the floor for questions.
Councilors have any questions for Emily?
Represented.
Emily,
Yeah.
look at $220,000, people will say, what will we see for the $220,000? If we construct the bioswale, we'll definitely see the bioswale. But working with residents, helping them to lower their electricity bills, helping them to lower their water bills, as well, reducing the consumption, which is environmentally sound. That's one of the main focus of this whole project. How will you be able to communicate that to the community? What plans are there to show that there are direct ways that each resident can save money by following some of the suggestions.
So part of our application to the Trillium Foundation was to create a series of metrics that we can use as measurements at the end of the project for success, whether it's how many people participated in an outreach or education initiative, and for example, the rain barrels, how many people came and took advantage of that, right? How many people came and attended the Ontario Energy Board, Ontario Electricity Support Program outreach initiative. So through factors of that nature in particular.
We've collected data on water consumption for the past year now, James, is it a good year, or more than a year? Is there any way, once we begin the metering system and start calculating usage, that you'll be able to take that initial data and from that data, look at what may have been saved through all that time?
Definitely something that we can consider, probably looking, depends on when that that data becomes available, right?
Okay.
We do annual reports on the consumption that's been from the plant itself.
Yeah.
The skewed part is that you don't see you probably won't see the real savings on consumption because of our issues with low or high water mains and services that end up creating, we have to have bypasses on. So it's gonna be skewed in a bit, but they do predict every place that has meters, when they do go, people start actually seeing it, they see a big drop, and then you see it come back again, so they say between 20%, at least 20%, but so it's, I think down the road, the big thing is looking at